Okay. So everybody's ready now, yeah? Everybody's here. So okay, just maybe I should wait for the others. And then I should wait for the others. When we leave the church, I will explain about the gates and about the western side of the church. But we came here directly to the Cave of Birth, to this line, just you can see it's very crowded. And I can see 2 or 3 groups that they were waiting online outside. So we're gonna lose our place. So we'll be like half an hour more late than it will take now. So that's why I came directly to the line, just to save time. And I will explain about the background of the church while we are standing. And then I will give you additional explanation when we leave the church. I will show you the gates of the church, the entrances of the church, why the door is so close. It's so small. So come closer, please. I will show you everything. We are looking to the 4th century fort that found in 1934. Okay? I should wait for the priest and for the others, and then I will start the explanation. Everybody can hear me? Yeah. My English is clear?
Yeah.
Yes? Yes. Okay. Okay, please can I have attention?
Everybody here.
Everybody's here? Okay. Okay. Don't worry, I will show you everything. I will show you everything. But we came here, Father, to the line because I can see one group here and one group here, so will be more late. So just to protect our place, we came to the line. So, yeah, just to protect our place. So we are now inside the Church of the Nativity. The Church of the Nativity was built on the top of the actual site where the Lord was born. And we have proofs. I will tell you that later on. So when we reach all place like the Church of the Nativity, just I would like to remind you what I have been explained in the past, that the census took place during the time of the Roman Emperor called Caesar Augustus. He ordered to count the people, everybody in his own town. So the Virgin Mary and St. Joseph, they were in Nazareth. So they came from Nazareth in Galilee to Bethlehem in Judea for the census. Because St. Joseph was from the city of David, which is Bethlehem. So they traveled all the way from Nazareth in Galilee to Bethlehem in Judea for the census. They lived in a guest house. But when the time came for the Virgin Mary to give birth for the Lord, the Bible tells us there was no place in inn. So the Virgin Mary, she walked till the end of the cave where she gave birth for the Lord. Where Helena built the first church on the top of the cave of birth. So the first church was built on the top of the cave or the stable where the Lord was born in the 4th century, built by Helena, mother of the Roman Emperor Constantine. The Emperor Constantine, who converted to Christianity in the Council of Milano 313 AD. 313 AD, we have a great shift. When Constantine adopted Christianity, then he sent his mother to Helena, and she built the first church on the top of the cave. So we have a gap between the birth date and the construction of the first church. The first church was built between 326 AD and 329 AD. So we have a gap. Some people, they consider the Church of the Nativity the traditional site of birth, or it's close enough to the place of birth, but we do believe as Christians, this is the actual site where the Lord was born. And we have proofs. Today we have great opportunity to visit the actual site where the Savior was born. And the proofs is the Bible. Our solid foundation is the Bible. And the Bible tells us that Jesus Christ was born in Bethlehem of Judea. And this is Bethlehem of Judea. And the second thing, the oral tradition. The oral tradition that passed from generation to another. The early Christian people, they started to worship the place of birth since the resurrection of Christ of the moment. But what happened in the 2nd century, between 132 and 135, a Roman emperor called Hadrian. Hadrian, he persecuted everybody. He persecuted the Jewish, and he persecuted the Christians, and he destroyed Jerusalem, or he named it Capitolina. He came to Bethlehem, and he built a pagan temple over the place of birth. What Hadrian did, he built a pagan temple over the place where the Lord was born. And he prevented the early Christian people to worship this place. And he prevented the early Christian people even to reach this place. So we say thank you, Hadrian. When he built this pagan temple, he didn't destroy the place. He marked the place where the Lord was born. He put a sign for the other generations to keep in mind, this is the actual site where the Lord was born. So when Helena came to Bethlehem, the local people helped her to know exactly the place of birth. She saw the pagan temple, she torn down the pagan temple, and she built the first church on the top of the Cave of Birth. Everything is clear to the moment?
Yes. Yeah.
If you have any unclear point, I will repeat. If you have any question, please ask. So the first church was built in the 4th century on the top of the growth of birth, between 326 and 329 AD. So, yeah. 326, 329 AD, 4th century. Yeah, first church, yes.
This started for 84.
4 BC.
Oh, BC.
Yeah, this is after Christ for sure. And
Christ born here.
Jesus Christ was, that's why there was a church, but Jesus Christ was born 384 AD, after Christ. AD after death. After death. AD is after death. But the first church, Helena's church, was badly damaged by the Samaritans. Helena's church was badly damaged by the Samaritans in 529 AD. So Justinian rebuilt the church in 540 AD. So this is the second church rebuilt by Justinian. He enlarged the church more to the west, made the church more larger, more bigger. And what he did, he decorated the western side of the church. He decorated the western side of the church by mosaics representing the wise men. The wise men who came from the east to give gifts for the Lord with their traditional Persian clothes. When we leave the church, we can see any of these mosaics because they were removed by natural factors. But the mosaics of the wise men protected the church from destruction in 614 AD. The Persians came in 614 AD and they destroyed all the Christian churches except the Church of the Nativity. Except the Church of the Nativity. The Church of the Nativity was the only church did not destroyed by the Persians in 614, because when the Persians came, they saw the mosaics of the wise men, they thought that this is not a Christian building. They didn't destroy the church and they left. Because of the mosaics of the wise men, when Justinian rebuilt the church, he decorated the western side of the church by mosaics represent the wise men with their traditional Persian clothes. So when the Persians came in 614, they destroyed all the Christian churches except the Church of the Nativity, because when they came, they saw the mosaics of the wise men, they thought that this is not a Christian building there. They didn't destroy the church and they left. So, now, in 1934, they uncovered the 4th century floor. In 1934, they uncovered the 4th century floor. So, later on, so what do you prefer? I would like to suggest, what do you prefer? To go individuals, 5 by 5, not more than that. We want to protect our place, not the groups. 5 by 5, to see the 4th century floor, the original floor of the church, and come back, or after the visit of the grove, we will come all of us together and see the 4th century floor. So what do you prefer?
That's good. Yeah.
All together. Perfect. Okay. So we will come back to this part after the visit of the grove. We will enter from the Greek Orthodox side and we will leave from the Armenian side, and then we'll come back again to see the 4th century floor. So we will come back again to this section to see the 4th century floor. Do you have any question till the moment? On the top of the Cave of Birth we have 3 churches. We have the Greek Orthodox Church, which is this church. We have a small part for the Armenians, and to the left, later on, after we have like a door, leads to the Roman Catholic Church. Roman Catholic Church. So we have here 3 churches, the Greek Orthodox Church, the Armenian Church, and the Roman Catholic Church. And we have 2 altars in the Armenian section. We have 2 altars, one dedicated to the Virgin Mary and the second one to the wise men. The wise men altar can be used by the Syrian Orthodox in Christmas and Easter. This is the Greek Orthodox, small part, the Armenians. I will show each part, and the third church is very modern. It was built in 1880.